Little Christmas hat for little Keo here. My Hero Academia 2 Heroes is the first film that we get in the My Hero Academia universe, and it is the shortest film that we also do get out of the entire series. And this film is about Deku and All Might as they go to this essentially like an artificial made island. They get invited by All Might's friend's daughter from America, from his earlier days when he was still a student at UA but a transfer student out in America. And this film starts off a lot of things that not a lot of people, I guess, really would remember, even with the recent things in the anime coming out and just everything. But this film, Two Heroes, this film, first of all, takes place in between seasons 2 and 3, and we don't really get a lot of things that lead into the film for the placement, but in season 3, we get a weird, I guess it's, I don't know how you would really call it, it's the only episode in the whole series that's like it, but it's, I guess say filler, the only filler episode, but it's not really filler. It feels like a season 2 episode is the best way I can say it. It really feels like a season 2 episode. Takes place like it should be honestly the season finale of season 2, but they just didn't make it then. But this episode, it kind of takes place in the middle of their school, I believe it's the school festival arc. They just in the middle of that, and it's supposed to be like a breather, a weird commentary like thing. The episode does go into like how like it is a like pause in the anime. I guess that's the best way I can say it. It's a pause in the main story, and it goes to the story. It doesn't even go a lot into actually leading up until the end, but it's a story of just another battle with 6 of the classmates fighting All Might in like a criminal like robbery situation at a jewelry store. But near the end of this thing, at least those teased at the beginning of it, he gets an email that he doesn't look at until the very end of the episode, and it is an invitation to an island, this artificial island that is supposed to be full of all these inventions and support items, a whole bunch of different things, mines around the world coming together. And the film kind of is like a Die Hard situation, honestly. Die Hard meets the anime. The whole film is essentially a whole takeover over this tower in the end on the island. The whole island does get taken over, but the main area is this tower. And our main heroes are trying to save All Might and the heroes, everything like that. And it's very interesting because it's our first film also. So the animation does get up. It's leveled up a bit, but still feels episodic almost. The story very much like continues their quirk usage and everything, and does kind of show more into their character. I guess there is some character development, I would say, in the film, but this first film, like I said, it kind of looks like it's Die Hard, but also, as the film is, it's called Two Heroes. It's a placement on like Deku and this new character named Melissa, on how they're like the future of hero society, especially with how, if you don't know, Deku is originally quirkless, and this girl he meets, she is quirkless herself. So it's a very interesting thing also, because he has to think kind of on what it means to be a hero, because like he's telling people, no, oh, you're quirkless, you can't be a hero, and something like that's something he was told also. So it's a interesting thing like that's going on, like parallels, I guess. But the villain of the film also, though, was very interesting. Kind of a little one-sided, more forgettable out of all the other villains that we get in the series, honestly, even for the movies. Wolfram, I think is his name, but he gets a power from a quirk from All for One, and that's his essential thing. He's kind of just doesn't have a real motivation like the other villains in the series do. He's there to just kind of take over the island and just mess with the heroes. But the film itself, though, doesn't feel small, though, like how this villain, and just as a first film as it is, things that do show up in the film come back for the main anime. We get an early introduction to Stars and Stripe. If you don't know her, she's the #1 US hero. We get her as a child in the very beginning, little kind of cameo. And then Melissa herself later on does show up and makes all these support items that we do get little references to her for the characters that gets created for them. And I think that's interesting. And we get the little cameos as we do for the later seasons. But yeah, this first film, it's interesting. And I don't know, as out of the 4 films, like, I don't think it's like the weakest entry, but it's the first film, so they definitely had a lot to what they wanted to go for this story, and a lot of characters were sidelined, unfortunately, for the film to cameos, sadly. And like I said, the villain itself didn't have a real goal to himself, just a takeover, really, and just with the power that he got from All For One. But yeah, this film, I enjoyed it in the end. Like, I don't hate it. It's really, like, I could throw it on probably honestly anytime. But yeah, this film, I think it's great in the end for what it does show, especially as a first film, and it does contribute a lot into the future things that we do for My Hero. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the end on this first film. And if you don't remember what I said, like, this film takes place in between seasons 2 and 3. Like, there's not too much placement on how to know, but it's been confirmed to be at least right there, at least somehow in their summer vacation, I guess. But let me know in the comments down below your thoughts, and tune in for more of these reviews. Take care.